Hello, this is Michaela, or Studious Octopus, and I'm here today doing the Glossybox catch-up for March 2018, the UK edition. This was just a regular pink box. I had 5 items in them, and I think 3 of them were full size and 3 of them were sort of travel size, trial size, but not little sachets, which is always nice because we don't really get those anymore unless they're face masks, at which point they would be single sachets. Anyway, I've had a good chance to have a go at the items now. I've just gotten the dispatch notification for April's box, which is always a good time to get on with doing the catch-up. So I'll go through each item one at a time and tell you what I thought about it. So first off is the Mudmasky Sleep Repair Renewal Nourishing Mask, and this was a 20ml travel size deluxe trial size. The full size is 60ml, so I'm only getting 1/3 of the product, which is a pretty generous sample. I've been using it most nights, I would say, probably not literally every single night, but most nights. The 20ml feels like it's a nice size to try. It isn't empty yet, but it's definitely more than halfway. I would say the full size one would last you a couple of months, definitely more than 1 month. Probably at least 2 months. It's really frustratingly nice. I feel like it makes my skin feel much nicer and just much more manageable, just nicer overall, which yeah is frustrating because it's a little bit pricier. Full size, this is £60 for 60ml, which is way more than I really spend on a skincare item. It's effectively a night cream, it's a night face mask, but it's just so nice. I've had my period, and what usually happens to my skin with my period is that the week sort of leading up to it, my skin gets really bad. That's generally how I tell that it's approaching, because I get hormonal skin just before it, and then my skin recovers as it happens, and then my skin's generally fine afterwards. But I've found this month that my skin has just sort of maintained the nice sort of texture and quality that it is, and I suspect it's definitely just to do with using this. So yeah, really nice, really nice. It's one of those, it is an expensive item, but it's probably worth the money if you have that little bit of extra money to spend. £60 on a night mask that's going to last you maybe 2 months for the 60ml version. So yeah, super nice. Nice to get to try it. Next up was the Aussia full size nude lipstick. I am wearing it today. It's a nice nude lipstick is the thing. I don't think the consistency is as nice as some of the lipsticks I have. I think it's a touch on the waxy side for my preference, but I wouldn't describe it as a waxy lipstick. It's just the formula is a little bit more in that direction than ones that I usually like. I do actually think the nude colour is quite nice. I think it probably suits me a little bit more than the Steve Laurent one did, but still my gut feeling is I have a second nude lipstick 2 months in a row. That's annoying. I didn't want 2 nude lipsticks 1 month each. So yeah, my initial feeling was just that it probably is a nice nude. The Steve Laurent one was also a nice nude, and they're both lovely packaged and nice brands, but it's still one more nude lipstick than I need anytime recently. So I hope I don't get another nude lipstick. I assume most people hope they don't get another nude lipstick anytime soon, because I think a lot of people got both of them in these 2 boxes. But there we go, it was a full size nude lipstick for about £16. Next up was the Figs and Rouge Soft Focus Pore Perfect HD Plus Matte Veil. Super long name. It's a mattifying, smoothing, does lots of different things primer from the Figs and Rouge brand. This is full size. It is 30ml and its RRP is £35, which I think proportionately makes it more expensive than the Mudmasky Sleep Mask, sort of total price for full size per milliliter. I don't like it. I was surprised actually by how much I didn't like it. I do think part of it is just a my skin type thing. I have patches of skin that are oily, but I also have areas on my face as well that are quite dry. And what I've found is while I can get away with using this a little bit on some of my oilier bits of my skin, which I suspect is really what it's for. It's for people with oily skin, is that it just really emphasizes any bits where my skin is dry. And I found it had sort of a papery dry residue there as well, which obviously is really unattractive. Same as I also found if you use just a little bit too much, I would get that sort of papery residue anyway, even on my forehead where I have the most oil. It was just sort of strangely residuey, and it's like if you only have to use a tiny bit, which on the one hand is fair enough that it's such an expensive item, you only use a tiny bit, a little goes a long way. When I did use just a tiny bit, I found that the effect of it didn't really feel like it was doing that much when you just use a tiny bit. It is mattifying a little and it is pore perfecting a little when I use it sort of just a tiny bit, but then at that point it doesn't feel worth it. It doesn't feel worth the money and it doesn't feel the extra step, because I just didn't feel like it was doing enough for the sort of awkwardness of the product. There will be people this will absolutely suit. If you have much more overall and consistently oily skin, I suspect this would be good for you. But yeah, it just wasn't for me. I'm sure it's fine for other people, but not all products work for everyone. And I just found this was kind of awkward on my skin to use. Yeah, and then next up I had a sample size of the Moroccanoil hair treatment. This was the 15ml version for £8, and the full size one, which was 25ml, is only £13, which, having now tried this, I think it's absolutely worth it. I actually really like this. I've used like a bunch of different hair oils. I've used the OGX one, or the Organics one, whatever it's called. I've used theirs. I've had a Umberto Gianni one before from Glossybox. I've had a bunch of different hair oils because I have quite fine hair that's susceptible a little to breakage. So I've tried hair oils as a way to sort of go, will this help? And I actually really like this one. I'm not sure how much it actually, to be fair, specifically helps with hair breakage. It doesn't say it does though. I just feel like it made my hair feel really soft and really manageable and really conditioned. It has a really thick consistency, and very much a little bit goes a long way. So I think the 25ml, the full-sized one, would last quite a while, because while I do have quite short hair, I have used this every time I've gone in the bath, and I've only used like a bit. So this will last quite a while, and yeah, I surprisingly liked it. It's a little bit more money than, say, a chemist, high street, drugstore, however you say it, hair oil, but I wouldn't say this was prohibitively expensive. £13 for the full size one seems quite reasonable. So yeah, really nice. I really like this. Definitely could feel that it made a difference in my hair. Will keep using this one. And then the last one was the Illamasqua lashes. These were just a full size set of lashes for £12. I didn't actually get around to using them. I just haven't really had the situation to use lashes. Looking at them, I suspect for me personally they'll be a little long and a little full, but that's just because I'm not particularly a habitual eyelash wearer. I can, it's just not something I'm into. And they do look really lovely. It is nice to get Illamasqua in the box. It's a super cool brand. Maybe it would have been nicer to get not lashes, because for me personally I would have been more likely to use it right away, but there will be loads of people who really liked getting these lashes. They are a very nice brand. So that is the March UK Glossybox, which was a regular edition. The April box is coming soon. I think it's like a weird sort of retro edition or something. We've had a couple of sneak peeks of like the big fat eyeliner pen, and I think there's another item we've had a sneak peek for, but I don't particularly remember. But that will be coming soon. I'll see how it goes, I suppose. We'll see how the card goes, if there's 12 million items and loads of them are leftover items from previous boxes. Because while I do think I got a very nice box, the total value was £90. Taking out the primer, which didn't really work for me, it's still sort of £50-ish value for me right away, which is great. But I know I was very, very lucky this box to not get any repeat items, but there were loads and loads of items on the cards that were repeats this month for a lot of people, and I know a lot of people were unhappy with the box. So for while me, I got a lucky box that was quite nice, I think this month you may have gotten a really, really not very good experience. I think lots of people did. As usual, we'll see how it goes next month. I hope you enjoyed my little catch up, and I will see you again next time. Hello, this is Michaela or Studious Octopus, and I'm here today recording the Glossy Box unboxing for March 2018, the UK edition. Now we get to play it properly. At least for more than 10 seconds shooting some skeletons.
Which is only there to break up the long intro.